That I had, and I'm trying to remember what it was. And I can't remember. But anyway, listen to G playing the piano, and then I'll get into a conversation. You're welcome to comment while he's playing, of course, too. Glad to have you both here. It's fairly early in the morning here, so. I probably asked that one viewer the other night I came across the channel, and it was his other handle, and he commented, but he didn't really say, and he wasn't much to somebody that I watched. Well, 5 of you, welcome. I don't want to be repeating myself too much, but I'm curious how you came across the channel, or if it's your first time. Glad to have you here. Let's go listen to this for a few minutes. I'd be preparing my breakfast, but I haven't fully decided what I want it to be. Oh, but I am going to open this up on here as well. He just can't get into podcasting mode himself. He's got to go to work soon. So in a few moments I will get up from the screen for under 5 minutes. Usually when I do, it usually is that. And in this instance, it's just seeing him out the door, and having the dog managed. Whoops. And if you're the two that are watching tonight, you're just adjusting to seeing me a bit lighting than what I usually do it in. Just looking at the computer, actually what I was meaning to do. I'm talking too much while I was playing. You're so good, aren't you, Sonny? Yeah, so very good indeed. Remember to like, we appreciate that, and hopefully you also want to chat. Well, let me put in the title, if it isn't obvious to somebody already. No, that's interesting. I had typed Canada in full, but it's shortened it. Oh, that's right, because I actually had the flag. No, let's just put, I don't know why, because there's that song. I like it. I'll just keep that for afterwards. Since I accidentally selected it earlier, that's kind of why I was thinking to mention it, but it's not important. We got 6 of you here. That's lovely. Good to see you. We're just leisurely coming into things here, but you're welcome to comment. I know you can actually, because I just tested it on here. Come to think of it. And I'm not using the device I used the other day, which later worked. And usually does. So I keep looking over here. I'm just kind of... 7 is a great number. You're all meant to be here this morning. You're all meant to be alive. You're all meant to be on our live. That's why you're here. And is what I feel. So feel free to come into the chat and yeah, introduce yourself how you'd like to introduce yourself. Man, you'd want to be rolling right now. Hopefully it'll be beneficial. Hopefully it'll be drive time for me. There's 7 people sticking around at the moment.
Oh, cool.
I know. 4 now. But it's still a pretty good number for the start of things and the way the algs are working and all the stuff that's on here. I'm appreciating that you're spending your time here. I guess this is a pretty good opportunity, even though I've done it a couple times already this year, but to remind everybody what this channel is about, essentially. Wellness, supporting each other as best as we're able to, like with the things going on in LA. Therefore, chatting, because that would come first. Psychology, doing music. Alternative healings, somewhat. And I guess on an even larger scale, life. Sorry, I guess it's the angle that I'm sitting at kind of makes me look like I'm looking a little off to the side. I'm sorry about that. But, let's just enjoy this for a moment. Yeah, never much time in the morning, especially for one of us. But enjoyed those tunes.
Thank you.
I think the grandparents would have especially especially like them. It was Grandpa's birthday the other day, so you're a day late and $1 short, but either way, still good. One thing I am gonna go do as well as get my coffee situated. The rest of it I haven't quite figured out yet. I thought I had, but there's too many damn options. Either that or just have them all and wait until it's a bit higher. I guess that would depend also on the kind of coffee I make. Yeah, that bread is so flimsy, man. Back on the screen in about 5 minutes. Probably less, to be honest. And then it's just you and I mean, yeah, you and me. Everyone here and me. And make a few sounds from the dog. Okay, this didn't actually go in. Keep that up. Multitask. Go get your husband. Come on. But yeah, the Sharma. It's like the one the other night. The one that the line did work, but it checked. It is working. It's different line. So I got the but that means holding it on there. Okay, can't believe you're that red, but you're crazy, son. And if I'm thinking that one person is not made a vehicle 4 bike, so you might have to, I don't know. You leave it inside, you might have to really nice, really. Here. That was a funny statement. Goes from barking to taking the thing out of my hand. I tell you, what a nut. Okay, let me just make sure that I still like it hotter. I'll put milk on it and make it hotter. Just kidding. Ugh. And it still tastes like a black coffee. Now, folks, I would bring the cell phone out here, but it's charging right now. And to be quite honest, even though it's almost finished charging, um, oh God, it it sometimes, you know, like a normal fully charged phone would last what, an hour and a half or two, maybe even longer, because actually most people probably go about their days with their phones not plugged in, and it probably lasts them out of the day, I would think. This thing, yeah, you'd be lucky if it would probably last an hour. And then to try and plug it back in when I have it perfectly situated on the thing that it's on, which I guess is a tripod, not really, but, and then also trying to, getting it plugged in and it coming back normally is just, yeah, it just makes sense just to do it this way. So, but like I say, I haven't decided. I have been awake, you know, the usual amount of time in the morning, but I haven't decided what I want to eat. I was thinking cinnamon bread, but to be honest, we got it for free from a hamper, which we are thankful to have gotten it from, and not the one where I pick up the items. My mother doesn't do that. She didn't know. Yeah. But, one that was donated to us, I guess you could say. And what I appreciate is the fact that there's no raisins in it, but it's flimsy bread. It looks like it would have a lot of cinnamon in it, but it really doesn't. And glad we have two of you here. I thought that I'd taken the water out. Is this it? Yes, let's put the milk away, so I'll do that, and then I'll be there. I mean, it's the kind of, you know, it's true. I mean, I'd be thinking this through anyway, even if I wasn't, you know, I'm just welcoming you into our day a little bit. So, okay, that's where the other one is, but that's, okay. I know what I did with the water now. Okay, once I sit down next time, I'll be down until I figure out, well, I was going to say until I figure out food, which might not be that long, but if we're chatting, then it might be longer. Sorry for all that. Right, so I've got my beverages at least, and that's a good start. Now, to our dog, you're going to go lay down and behave, I hope, right? I gave you a chew stick. There was one he'd previously started. It looks like he's maybe finished it, so he might distract us too, unless but he's got food. He just came in from a walk a few minutes ago, so nobody needs to worry. He's treated very well. You know, not just, you know, getting his basic needs, but, well, I mean, a basic need could include, you know, cuddles and kisses and love and all that. So, chapstick if you're curious, chapstick if you're not, by the way. So, yeah, he gets those too. Yeah, so, okay, I've got the thing open here as well, just in case it's not, chat doesn't showing up there. And, I suppose rather that some people, especially first timers here, may not want to be first to comment. I don't know. Is that something that a lot of people feel on most streams that they watch? I'm not sure. It's just a thought that I had in the last three of you, but I'm glad that we got one of you here. Like you say, I feel you're meant to be here. That's why you're here. Is a good way to put it. Come to think of it, and we will find the reasons why together. Yeah. So, and then I'll be first. How are you? Good day to you. Yeah. So, how are you? Good day to you all as well. Thank you. And well, I mean, you know, I'm just coming into the day, so I mean, and then the other one's left. It looks like, but that's okay. So, I mean, I'm okay, I guess. And yeah, I'm just kind of the dog's being distracting, but hopefully he'll hush soon. Um, uh, that's good. Yeah, LOL, your dog. I know, right? Anywho, so basically, just kind of like I say, coming into the day, I'm not sure um, where others are watching from. So it's that interesting thing. Just a moment. It's not a bad coffee, actually. Sometimes, I always make it the same, but sometimes it's better than other times. I don't know why that is, but it's true. Anyway, that's the interesting thing about the world is, some people are just starting their day and other people are almost at bedtime. Hello again, Raymond. Nice to have you here again. Um, I, you didn't stick around very long the other day, but I'm glad that you're back already. And I think you had said you subscribed and I guess hit the notification bell. So here you are again. Glad to have you. What time is it in Kansas right now? I imagine it's pretty close to what time it is here. Remember to like as well. And you're the guy. Yeah, I think I commented a couple of your videos last night. Not to, if you haven't seen them, not to distract you from watching this. And I think you have. Are you still there? Because it's indicating something weird. It's indicating that you're not, but sometimes it does that. I just got to quickly go use the sink on my hands because. Thank you for being good to me. Because I kind of dripped some coffee out of the cup onto them. Um, so, Raymond, how are you? And already, like, if people are watching this on a cell phone, not, it's a pretty general kind of topic and theme, and fairly regular to what I often do, I guess. But I just want to highlight this comment, and yeah, because like I say, 3 comments and it's already otherwise not showing this. So I'm really not too sure what to say. Raymond, are you still there? Stayed longer yesterday, but still not super long. Um, or at least it looks like you've left. Like I said, maybe you are still here, and if so, please let me know. Um, I think I remember the 2 commenters I had the other day, and I remember checking out their content, and they did actually have some. I didn't see all of it, obviously, but so I didn't see any with you in them, Raymond. That I noticed, but I did see some, and so I'm remembering the two different people there, because I wasn't well. I don't remember how long that video was last night, but anyway, um, we're doing this one now, so again, glad to have you here. Eventually, I will be ready to eat. I guess I'm just not at the moment. But I'm not too sure whether he's still here. But I do notice that there's a couple comments here. Oh, that's not comments, it's just notifications. Okay. I was going to ask you an additional question. Looking up what time it is in a certain place, it doesn't matter. Because some people are night owls and, you know, some people, even if it's early, they're not necessarily rushing around in the morning. Personally, I think mornings should be relaxed and leisurely. And thankfully, mostly I'm thankful that mine are. But I know that a lot of people, they're like, get the kids here, get to work, this, that, and so, I do the best in my life, and some mornings are more busy than others, I guess I'll say that. But this isn't one of them, so, uh, so here I am. Okay, so that was kind of the main thing there. So, I don't believe there's anybody watching right now, is there? I'm not sure. Doesn't look like it at the moment. But yeah, in under 25 minutes, the numbers were quite good. But, I was, like I say, I was in the kitchen figuring out what I was doing. I only do it every morning, but I don't know, the options are a little bit different, and I don't know, you know. I grew up like most of us, thinking that, um, yeah, I hate to adjust it because it's otherwise quite good. I just want to, yeah, that's pretty good. But when I sit back that much, I don't know, this isn't unusual necessarily. I wish this thing, it's, I'm sure designed to be adjustable. Okay, that's not bad, I guess. Designed to be adjustable, and that's what, but it's really unsturdy. Okay, now the charger just fell out, so we'll operate that way for a little while, and then we'll see. It's at 95%. Like I said, this phone is a little old and iffy though, but it does the job. Usually, not always, obviously, but usually I'm at home, and I can keep it plugged in if I need to, unless it falls out when I'm trying to get it propped like that. But and I don't need the latest and greatest. As far as the phones, I mean, it has basic features, and I'm fine with that. But but at the same time, I'm probably not going to want to hold it the whole time. So if I can get this, I apologize. I know I watched a video last night and it was a little shaky like this too, and it's a little bit annoying. I understand that, but I'm not trying to be. I'm just trying to get the thing to. You know what? I think I'm actually better. The only thing is that when it's charging, it's the best thing because it's kind of, it's got its little legs and you can put the cord between them, and but otherwise, leaning it on something kind of means that you have to have the. I'm glad the dog's being good. Have to have the. Oh, the charger that goes in the bottom. I don't know if they are intentionally designed that way. I mean, part of me thinks, that way, when it needs to charge, you know, unless you have one of those or figure out a way, then you kind of have to take a rest and do so. But, yeah, it's kind of, oh, hello. Hi. Okay, now I'm kind of confused, actually, because I thought that Raymond and you were the same person and it was just your other handle. Thanks for the like, by the way. I think that just came in. Uh, that's just your other handle. So, uh, is that the case? Or do we have both of the people that were here last night? I just want to figure that out first. I don't really. Oh! Really? Oh! Okay, that's interesting. Okay, I am so confused right now. Oh, you know why it is? Because last night I had two people commenting, and they said they sub, but for some reason some people put their subscription privately. So when I went to my subscriptions, I saw only one. That recent one that I, yes, I do. Don't worry, I do. I had seen only one. I didn't see you in the snow. I saw you inside, but I was only there for a little while, I suppose. That weighted vest thing, by the way, I feel like I'm carrying enough heaviness around most of the time. I mean, I do and I don't, but I know that they're pretty popular. Like, I saw somebody, it wasn't a vest, and it seemed like it would be the type that would slide off often. It just kind of draped over the shoulders. And then there was also weighted blankets are apparently popular. But no, I don't like them. I mean, I struggle with some inflammation, and stiffness. Yeah, a lot of us probably did. Um, Here we do pounds, but anyway, but yeah. So what it was is that when I looked, I thought that I was seeing one of the two that was there last night, um, and yeah, I didn't click the live tab. It was in the evening that I watched you a little bit, so it's cool. It's cool to see someone that I've watched see me. And yeah, so I guess you weren't here last night. But like I say, I thought that that subscription was the other handle of one of the people that was here last night, is what I'm trying to say. And then, and, you know, the site picks which handle it wants people to go by, it seems like. Lately, it's been using my extra long one, which I kind of don't mind because people often short form it anyway, and it kind of speaks a bit more to what the channel is about. You know, that I'm leading or facilitating healing, uh, music, um, and, you know, being, you know, supporting people. Yeah, I mean, even people that do, they have more than one handle, is what I'm saying. So yes, I was a little bit confused because I definitely recognize the, I'm not entirely sure what it means. I know what it makes me think of, but I definitely recognize the channel name. I definitely recognize your smiley face there. Uh, but it's true. The other two have different images too. So okay. Anyway, we got that figured out. You probably hear this all the time. I hope you take no offense to it. And I don't want to get the dog worked up who just settled on the couch there. But I've just got to say one. Archie! Archie! Sounds like a parrot, but you know, from the Bunkers, I think it is, or the All in the Family, is it? Anyway, so in the UK, it's probably somewhere in the afternoon by now. And how is your day going? Here it's pretty early in the morning, a little bit past 8, but that's kind of how it goes in this place, in this house, during the week especially. You know, one of us has to be up early, the other one of us makes that child his sandwich, but he's not a child. Um, you know, if I don't do it in the evening, and if I do it in the evening, I put it in his bag in the morning, although it would probably be alright if I put it in the evening because it's just peanut butter, and it's an interesting combination actually. Peanut butter and marmalade. Peanut butter is fine, it sits on the counter anyway. Marmalade is probably pretty well preserved, and it's in a jar. So just woke up and supposed to be working my first day after Christmas. And you just woke up this time in the afternoon? My goodness, I haven't done that in a while. So did you sleep in getting back to work? You know, my mother did start to the 5th as well, but she did work a couple hours the other day. I certainly don't want to get you in trouble at work. I mean, I'm really happy to have you here. You're the only one chatting at the moment. But, yeah, and I think you did like. But I don't want to get you in trouble at work. What kind of work? Oh, right, you said, yeah. You said, and it's not something I would enjoy doing. You know, anytime, okay, now see, that didn't show up here. Okay, there it is. Went to sleep at 8 a.m. What? I mean, I used to be a night owl. I used to go to sleep at, you know, 2 or 3 on a karaoke night or not. So I just want to make sure, like, you know, I don't know how long you've had your job. I'm not sure how lenient they are. And also, I mean, I don't know if you like your job or not, but I mean, like, if you're supposed to be there, oh, okay. Oh, okay. See, I thought you said you were a butcher, but I guess that was just your way of saying that. Interesting. My dad, in a way, was a self-employed welder, actually. Um, but I don't think you mean, like, in this moment, obviously, but, like, at this time in your life, that's what you do. He was a blacksmith. Well, I think the word farrier is what makes it more specific to horses, and that's what he did. Um, yeah, and personally, I mean, but we're all different, as opposed to bunker. It's just interesting the way you worded that. We're all different. I couldn't do either of them. You know, in high school, I was just simply no good at welding, and I only took it as much as I had to. Um, the aromas of the welding are kind of interesting, if I recall. Um, and it is cool. Just, I mean, it gets so orange, right? And then to bend it and all that stuff, it is interesting. I'm kind of hoping a bit more light gets in here because I don't really want to put this one on. In fact, I'm thinking of putting this one on over here. The lamp is on. I'm gonna, even though it's finicky a little bit, I'm gonna put the piano light on. Yes, I said piano light. I think I mentioned in the chat to you the other day that I'm musical. So if you have any song requests, feel free to put them. Okay, well, I'm glad you can't get yourself in too much trouble. Then you're just, you might have stuff for clients to do, but. Which I'm curious what kind of things that is. Is it mostly working on cars? Is it building yard ornaments? What is it? I just buy big tubes of rod and resell them on eBay. You're too old. You're the guy that looks like he's in his 20s, maybe 30s, right? You're like, yes, and I am, but I'm still old. um, But yeah, so, and yeah, anytime I meet, again, I understand vegans and stuff, but anytime I ever eat, I haven't usually prepared it myself. Unless it's like, already kind of pre-prepared and I take it from the freezer and put it in the oven. I'm confused. What do you mean, no, that's Archie? Oh, wow. We have that in common then. And I had an interesting thing in common with our commenter the other day, actually, but it's true, and it was interesting because it's only been, and it sounds weird for what it is, but it's only been this is summer. But life is a journey of figuring ourselves out, right? And figuring out others sometimes too, right? But yeah. So. What's your birthday month, by the way? Not that I'm an astrologer or do much with birthday months, but one of our followers is one of our commenters. She's probably at work, but sometimes she still tunes in. And how is that age bracket treating you so far? Apparently, you're feeling and the other people are welcome to join in too. You're feeling the physical and such that comes with it. Personally, I'm kind of an old soul, but I'm young at heart. If that makes sense. Late bloomer. It's not, yeah, at times. But, no, that's Archie. I'm confused, because you're Archie. At least, I think you are. Or is that your... I don't really call it alter ego. When you think of what that E word is usually, how it's usually used. Just yeah, I'll let you tell me because I'm struggling to ask the question. Yeah, the radio was very, very lightly on earlier, and when G played piano, he turned it off. And I'd like it on in the background. I don't think I monetized this one because I have to do that extra click to do so. Oh, that's what you're trying to say. Okay, and your name is not Raymond, right? Like, I just making sure. Again, it was a different photo, so I'm thinking probably not. And you said it was your So anyway, okay. But curious to know what your name is. Yeah, like I say, I recognized that name last night, and I thought that's a mod to someone I was watching, and I wasn't sure who because I was scrolling lives a little bit. And okay, now I know. So here I'm talking about you as if you're him. Sorry about that. Whoops. Yeah, I try my best, but sometimes we do, or at least sometimes some of us do, and sometimes, a lot of times, some of us do. But anyway, so I would, we are only just getting to know each other. I'd almost suggest asking you to be one here, but unless I'm playing music, I can keep up with things pretty well, and I have gathered a number of them over the past little while. Yeah, yeah, same here for the most part. Um, I don't know what I said for the most part, but I mean, I have many facets to me. I guess that's what it is, as we all do. Some of us maybe more than others, but so are you also in the UK? I think you might be. Well, I mean, there could be other places that are just 5 or 6 hours different than us, but 11, 12, 1, 2, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. Yeah, you're about 5 or 6 hours away. And to the other person that's here, feel free to talk with me and the guy who mods for Archie, who is not Archie. So about the audio thing for the moment there. I would say my name, but and anybody that knows it, which is not a lot of them, I hope that you keep it between you and me. But I'll give you my initial. This is YouTube. I mean, I'd love to, and some of the people I've met on here, if it was one-on-one, I probably would, give a bit more, you know, fully accurate information. But I mostly still quite accurate. So initial C, Central England. Yeah, my brother lived in something that started with H.A. in England. I think it was pretty central, and he was a music producer, but I don't think he lived there very long. But his band was quite the band he was in at the time. England and Japan were two of the places, aside from Australia, that they were quite popular in. And that band name is Gearling, if you're familiar. It'd be wild if you are. I think I had somebody once that was watching, or yeah, in somebody else's chat, they said, yeah, that's a 3 or 4 piece band, right? I mean, a lot of them are. I don't think they were joking. I mean, and yeah, I think it was. And last night I was actually talking a little bit about him in my stream, but that one had an audio. Don't mind the arm crossing. It means nothing. To the moment, other than that, I'm doing it. But I said some things about some things that he'd sent to me, and the audio didn't record. And there was a few people watching, and thankfully, about 29 minutes in, I mean, they varied. Some didn't stay long. They judged too quickly or had ADHD extreme. I have it. I do. But anyway, basically, about 29-ish minutes in, somebody said, yeah, there's no audio. And so, yeah, I don't know how much of that I still want to talk about. I know that when I looked at it, I had a few thoughts, but not many. I feel like I should have had more to reply to him with, but it is what it is. I also have to decide, it's not really a gig, but an opportunity I'm trying to get, and if it's time to follow up with somebody or not about it. But anyway, yeah, so I don't know if you know that band, do you? Gearling? And I don't know, I think he just had a did the production work himself, music production. And I don't even think he lived in England super long. He lived in Australia longer, and he's been in France probably a couple years. But yeah. I don't think you've said your first name, by the way. If you'd like to, I'd rather call you that, I think, than Jaws. But probably there's other sharks. No, with a bunch of O's. Okay. Um, um, okay. Yeah. Do you have any? Do I make anything? That's an interesting question. I mean, I think most of us make a lot of things. I mean, obviously YouTube videos, food. Most of us do that. It's an interesting question. It definitely is. Music, I guess I would say. I hope to get more into like not that not that videos have to be fancy and have all this glitz and glam and all that, but oh, I'm sure that's what you go by in your day to day. I mean, well, this far in, so I guess I could tell you as long as you keep it between us. I know I'm saying it on YouTube, but like I say, I'm saying it this far in. Cole, and my brother is Burke, which is kind of a unique name. So if you've ever known a Burke in England, you may have met him. Um, yeah, I wouldn't say make everything, but so now that I've said my name, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, you know, we're pretty comfortable with each other, I think, which is nice. We've looked at that a little bit, and it's actually quite impressive. I've seen things where they say, oh, people want to have, the same voice or whatever for all their songs. I understand it if you're trying to come across as the same person, but otherwise I like the variety. It's quite impressive. It's quite good, but I get both sides of it. I get how a lot of people. There was somebody recently I was watching. They used a particular word about it, and I can't remember. I want to say it was mainstream, but it may not have been. Uh, but whatever it was, I didn't quite agree with it because I felt like, well, I mean, yeah. Even names like Burke, eh? Well, that is the thing. If you told me yours, I'd probably remember it, and then, this is the thing. Even if you tell me yours, um, we can just jump into conversation most of the time, and I don't even have to say it. Kind of like we did today. But it can be nice to know. And out of curiosity, just pure curiosity, uh, um, so I just don't like to talk about that too much on here because it kind of might kind of um, how do I put it? Uh, Bring about either certain features, you know, or yeah. But basically, but but it is nice. You play that musical. It's probably what I was talking about. But yeah. But what's it saying? Game. But if you don't want to, you don't want to. That's fine. Oh, I was going to ask you, do you have any particular videos of yours that you would suggest I look at that you're actually in? Because I saw a couple of you doing art. Actually, I did see that. It's true. That too. Anyway, I'm just curious if there's any that you're like, I don't just mean your hands doing something, but any that you are actually showing in. Then I'll have a face to a name. I mean, you look like a pretty happy fella by your emoji, individual, but yeah, I'm just wondering. Because obviously I do, most of them look like this, but everyone's unique in its content. I mean, there are certain things that come up more often than others, but okay. Okay, well that's cool because I do like the British accent. It sounds kind of Australian. I know lots of people think that, but well, it's interesting that both of you are from there. It's not like it's a small place or anything, but um, yeah, I want to say it was Haney or something like that. He was from. I'm a hermit. I don't show. Okay, Well, so am I, but I do. And lots of other hermits do, but that's the type you are, so okay. Maybe this year you'll start doing it every now and then, but, yeah, like I say, I looked pretty late last night, so unless you did that video within the past few hours, the most recent video, I may have even played it, but G was playing the piano, and, so I may not have played it very loud. And we get deer in here. We're actually in a city, or we get deer here. We're actually in the city, but not super far from the river. So yeah, we see them. We saw one limping, but still able to run pretty fast the other day, and a couple quite big ones. Thankfully, when people post, well, they don't talk about it, but we don't have to either. Trying to build up courage to voice talk online. Okay, so you're starting with that. I see. Well, I'm certainly glad that you're not shy here. You're the only one saying anything at the moment. But, there's lots on here, and if the algs aren't helping, and people have their lives as well. But I'm very, very happy to have your company, and I'm enjoying chatting. If there's anything that you'd like to know about me, feel free to ask. If I'm comfortable answering it, I will. If I'm not, I won't, That's how that works, as you know. And then, yeah, if you have any song requests. Other than that, I'm still not hugely hungry. I usually have eaten by now. I probably will be eating by 9, because otherwise that'd be quite unusual. It is, for me anyway, it is, I guess when I had things positioned a little bit differently, you saw some plants. I mean, we have lots of house plants. The other person in the home is kind of the more green thumb one. I mean, he says certain ones require more water than others. I do water the smaller ones sometimes, though, but otherwise he keeps them going. He's had some of them for probably about 20 years. They go through their different stages and growth and this and that, but I used to love... I quite liked horticulture class in high school. We even had a greenhouse, but and in the outside garden, whether we have quite a nice garden, but and I'm very thankful for that when you come from apartment living, But yeah. Oh, we don't need to buy any, that's for sure. I don't know how one would ship plants anywhere other than locally. But we've got plenty. Do you like to meditate? Yeah, I guess I did try to ask questions, and so that's what you're doing, right? Do you like, do you like to meditate or do kind of like and grounding exercises? Yes, I guess you came in afterwards. But before you came in, our dog was being noisy. We have a dog, yeah. I actually designed my own packaging. Okay, and then 30. Oh, that sounds kind of fun, actually. Huh. Okay. Do you have pets as well? I guess they are animals, but I would call them pets before animals for some weird reason. I don't know. You do 0 exercise, and yet you called yourself very healthy. Yeah, and, I mean, the one person in the house has a fitness dance routine. If I was to do exercise, it would probably be dance-related, but specific steps. He just moves around. Oh, look, yeah, looks like there's a few. I don't think I scrolled through all of them yet, and I mean, I know there's a lot of short ones. I don't know if it was only shorts, but may have been some pants and maybe even some leotards. No, just kidding. But yeah. Where do you sit down at night? What do you mean you don't have seating in your house? Not to sound judgy, but what the heck? I grew up around a lot of ducks, but never had them ourselves. The red ones always, the ones go, they always freak me out. And the ones in the basement. Not actual ducks, but anyway. So you sit on the ground a lot? That's not what I meant by grounding. But yes, as far as selling things, we have a few singing bowls to sell, so that much. If that's something you might be interested in. We've also been in some talks with somebody, and she is totally open, and it really would help keep us afloat with only one income in the house right now, as I try my best, and more sporadic for me. Do you collect any particular kind of cards, like gaming cards? Not greeting cards, no. I just spend most of my time in the kitchen. So you do a lot of cooking. You know, that's something my brother said in his email. He actually, and I know some people do, I'm not that fancy and I don't think I'd like it. And from what I've heard, it's quite chewy. I don't know if it depends how you cook it, or I don't know, I just don't think I'd like it. We've occasionally had ducks in our area too. In fact, one time we had a lot of puddles, and we had really nice looking ducks. But yes, I did notice the ducks on your page actually. Pogs. Actually, I have somebody, she has a different handle that she goes by now, but her last name is Pogo. Can't believe she went with that, But, Pogs, I remember those. Do you remember Crazy Bones? Pogs, man, that goes back a while. Sometimes I have Thunderbirds and football cards from the 1990s. Oh, okay. Pretty close to our age. Well, I'm glad that you are sitting here and chatting with me. You're like I'm not. I'm standing in the garden, in between the garden and the kitchen. My two favorite places. Have to eat young. I've read that wrong, but thankfully I read it wrong. Really? Oh, that's kind of sad. I know people eat lamb too. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you're not talking to a vegan, but you're talking to someone who doesn't eat a lot of meat and likes animals. But, recently I thought about how I'm not big about alligators. Not that I think I'd ever eat it, but they can be kind of dangerous. So, yeah, maybe somebody should eat them before they get eaten by one, Rip, Steve Irwin. His son seems like a lovely fellow, though. Very much like his father, eh? That reminds me of a show that I watch sometimes. It's not the main theme, but and I was kind of thinking about it the other day, actually, because that funny kid. But yeah, basically, wow, how many hands do you have? Because two of them are typing here, even if it's just your thumbs, and then you're doing that. And I can only imagine the aroma there. Getting high at all? No, just kidding. For photography. Oh yeah, I've worked in dark rooms occasionally. In a couple classes I've taken. That was fun. I miss it, man. Maybe I'll, yeah, but how are you doing that when mine's also speaking? G uses it all the time. And that's how we knew that the mic was working, because he tried it after I did that stream. He's like, well, that's working, and then he tested it out and played some piano. Oh, really? I mean, some people say you get a lot of protein from that, and I have had a handful of nuts today. But have to swipe away and come back every few minutes, otherwise I get a 10 to 20 second lag. Really? Well, I'm sorry about that. I'm not really sure why that would be. It looks like it's recording normally on this screen. Yeah, I appreciate you putting up with that. I guess I'm worth it, eh? I appreciate that. Yeah, like I said. But I wonder if that's why sometimes people don't stick around. But I've watched playbacks, like I watched some of them back with G because he's not around when I do them, and most of them play alright. Oh, okay. Okay, I see. Okay, so the other people really have no good excuse. Only because I'm voice typing it. Okay. In that case, would it not be easier just to use your hands? Or, I mean, it's amazing what our thumbs can do on small little keys, eh? But it's also easy to be clumsy, and it doesn't always auto-correct correctly, or caption, which seems to apply after a few hours after posting. Speaking of health, though, I'm considering, because the weather is supposed to be decent tomorrow, walking to a doctor's appointment. It's not super far. I don't know what I'm going to physically feel like, but since the weather's not bad. But actually, I was going to do that, but apparently, and I mean, I understand, they work with all the ages, and they are a medical place, but I got an email reminder, and it said something about a COVID alert, and I am still seeing, I mean, part of it's winter, but, and part of it's maybe just comfortability, but I am still seeing people walking around in masks a lot lately. I think I have a couple handy, I think. I'm trying to remember where I put that one. I think in my bag. And it's better, because it can be washed. It's better than the other one. I kind of want to go because I kind of want to get my vitals checked. I found myself looking up feeling a couple things and wondering why I feel them randomly, especially first thing in the morning or through the night sometimes, but it doesn't usually affect my sleeping too much. And when I searched it, I found something about sepsis, and felt like I got some of the symptoms, and so I think they're just being careful. And if they have some of the symptoms, I think, well, it might be, it came once, it might come again. We have to give people a heads up. So, but yeah, if I could find that mask, I almost want to look now. But I remember just a couple of days ago, the one that I wasn't wearing because it was cold out, I believe I put in my bag. And that would be the preference. Because there's other ones that get fuzzy, and I have facial hair, right? They get fuzzy so easily, and just, yeah. So, yeah, it was quite a thing, wasn't it, in the world? Anyway, I'm not here to really talk much about that, but so you do photography as well. Well, that's cool. Sounds like outdoor photography, flower photography a lot. We're both into that. Any other favorite types? But yeah, so I guess if I had that, I feel like I might not know how I'm feeling. I won't know how I'm feeling until tomorrow. But I think I remember the time. Let me just check. Because I could call tomorrow morning and just say. Then again, though, sometimes our doctor actually works from home. Still, these days. I'm not really sure why. I know doctors get sick too, right? But, so it's possible that he might not even be there. So, I'm going to play it by ear tomorrow. One, see how I'm feeling. Like I say, then see if he's there, Because, it might be good to get out, get some fresh air and some exercise, right? I'm trying to decide about a gig. Well, not really a gig. It's a support group that may or may not be hard to be around. I don't know if they finally have a location or if it's only virtual. I know that our Zoom is out of date and wasn't updating properly. Another thing that, especially, video calls were a thing, but that was something obviously that came out of the pandemic especially. But, and I believe you've already clicked like, correct? Anyway, the first time I ever emailed this agency, the person said, I waited like 2 weeks before I ever heard back, and I had to follow up 2 or 3 times, and she said it had went into her spam folder, but then she has since replied, so I replied, And it may not have been exactly what she was hoping to hear back, but they also sounded like they're fairly flexible and want to find where we'd fit within their agency and helping out, volunteering and that. And so I suggested playing music for the group. There are people that have had brain injuries, so I don't know what that will feel like. I don't know if they might be extra noisy or don't look as responsive. I'm not really sure. I don't have a lot of background with that. But the other thing that I could do, if that's the fear, but they're interested, especially because it would be volunteer, but it would at least be an opportunity. But then I'd be missing, seeing them, as I could, get them to gather some songs together, and then do a video, and then send them the video. It's not as personal or personable, but it could work. So yeah, I think I sent a few days before Christmas. We are now, but it's true. Some people, are whether they're self-employed or not, they're just getting back to work around this date. So maybe I'll wait a few days more. I know I want to send my friend Elizabeth on the 7th, because that's a pretty good number, and hopefully she'll be ready to do some filmmaking collab by then. So. Sorry, I just said a bunch all at once there. A bunch all at once. And it looks like you're still here, so very interesting. Here we need license to play music in public and workplaces. Really? Which is probably something my brother might know. Not that he plays music, mostly produces, but that's interesting. Yeah, so my brother eats 12-year-old duck, 12-week-old ducks, I think you said? Ah, Burke, what's wrong with you? Just kidding. But I will say that he's only a half sibling, so we do have a different parent, so we may or may not have the same last name. They might require, I hope not that I have to worry or anything, but I've always found the process confusing and annoying. Like I know one place they offer phone support, mental health and kind of just, people that need, someone to talk to. And even though it's by the phone, you have to get a rec check. And I don't understand. It makes no sense to me, so I'm not going to keep trying out for it. I remember that was one of the things in the process of trying to be a volunteer that kind of was like, well, that's weird. And if it doesn't make sense and I can't make sense of it, I think I may have asked about it, and it's like, yeah, that's what we require. Yeah, I know that, but it's still stupid. Again, not that I have to worry, but it's just... So, but as far as with that, I guess I'd say the same thing. If it was online, or kind of even if it wasn't, like I'm coming to play music, But, public anywhere. Most workplaces are in public. Most of them. But, I'm trying to figure out what I want to eat. As we sit here and talk. I was going to have some of that cinnamon bread. Like I say, I'm glad it has no raisins. And maybe have some peanut butter on it. I don't think that would go with, but I'm not sure. Just peanut butter or just butter, it's still kind of boring. Toasting it does actually, even though it's a little bit hard to put in the toaster because it's got the spiral, it actually does kind of make it kind of hold together better, I think. But I've been making, it's called paneer. And then I just, do small pieces of it, and I put some mild curry on it because that's what we have. And I'm not huge about spicy. Mild curry, and sometimes a little salt, and sometimes some cheddar cheese, and it's like eggs, kind of, and less gross. Although, if you see anything become unfresh looking, it's usually gross, but I try not to think about that. Just kind of readjusting where he's laying there, the blanket. But yeah, so I was thinking I could have but maybe just with the butter. I guess that's the reason to do it. I don't really need to. And I'm not sure if I personally like the idea or not for myself. I guess if you have a very busy life and you don't have a lot of time to cook, it certainly makes sense, whether you have kids or not. But I don't have the busiest of lives. But we'll see what this year holds. Might be an extra long day because I think I should ask G to stop at Dollarama. We had a weird experience when I was in there once, and also, well, it's not supposed to be that nice out today, but I do have to replace my charger at some point. It still works, but, and then also, there's probably some things he'd want there. Some of it's a bunch of candy, which isn't great, but whatever. But, yeah. I'm hoping to do something especially nice tomorrow if I do go out. And I think I should definitely try and go out and about a couple times this week. Unfortunately, my bike is in need of repair, so hopefully I get that fixed. I think it's a fairly simple fix. I don't know. I'm lucky I didn't get injured when it slightly fell apart while I was riding it. I may have not been quite on the seat, though, at the time. And that's what fell off. And I'm not sure. I know that it was always loose and couldn't seem to be tightened very well. And then, yeah, it was weird. Anyway, but, yeah. I'd prefer that, but it also is winter. It's not winterized, and we've gotten a lot of snow in the past 2 or 3 days. A lot of it, I think, must have came overnight, because there's only been a little bit of the time when I've seen it actually currently snowing, so it must have been while we were sleeping. But, yeah, so if anyone's here, feel free to join in. But yeah, so, but I think the repair would be the same, either type of bike. But yeah, it's okay to walk. It's just if I decide that I'd like to get home faster or physically feeling more able to bike, it's a nice option. But also, some people don't drive very well around bikes. You know, I do my best to drive with the flow of things and to be careful and everything. But other people, they're like, oh, it's a bike on the road, out of my way, you know. Thankfully, they don't drive like some people drive in video games, but still, it's kind of like, woo. You know. Anyway, but yeah, so I'm hoping to give a gift card to a homeless person. I still probably have some of those coupons kicking around, but that requires you to still have some money, you know, to spend as well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you gave the video a like. I think you did. I know that people watch for how many likes something has, but it's also, you know, do we enjoy the person and talking with them and listening to them and all that. So, and I'm glad that you do. Anywho, so yeah, and then I also had a bunch of pizza for breakfast the other morning. Well, not a bunch. A couple big slices and a smaller one. And I didn't have all of it. And there's actually a bit of that paneer stuff on there. Because essentially, it's not eggs, although I have heard people have eggs on pizza sometimes. But, and it was one of the frozen ones. We've since ordered one in. We wanted to try a new place, but it's going to be an hour and a half wait, the place that we looked at, and it was getting late, and we just wanted to order something. And they have a pretty good deal at this place, so we got there. It's average. And, but anyway, so I mostly had that, and I left that one piece and fancied it up with that stuff. And so I have some of that. So I'm actually, you know what, maybe, at first this morning when I first looked, I thought it felt like too much to eat, you know, first thing in the morning. Because there have been many times where I've actually skipped breakfast too. You know, not huge about, well, I mean, I do like bacon, but like I say, eggs mostly, you know. I don't know. And I already do a lot of carbs, and to be quite honest, a lot of breakfast food is also fairly carby, right? So, But now I'm kind of thinking that piece of pizza and a piece of cinnamon bread, and I'm good. Basically, I think I've decided what I want to have. It's just when am I ready to have it, you know? Um, yeah. I would love for you to. I think I still have some energy. Coffee and eating would probably help. But if you have any song requests, um, the only thing I don't really do is metal. I don't do a lot of jazz or blues, but I could say that I do jazz or blues fusion on the keyboard. Other than that, I do most styles. And I can be a little particular about songs, but there's a lot of songs I like. And whether I already play them or not, I can look them up. And yeah, I've been doing quite a bit of music. I've been doing quite a bit of music in some of the recent streams. Some of them have not only been music, but, well, I just said the genres that I like. Or the ones I don't like, and I pretty much like all the other ones. So, if you like metal, please don't tell me. I have certain feelings about that genre which are different than the feelings about the other two, and I'm enjoying chatting. You like weird music? Well, I live with someone who likes and makes weird music sometimes, that's for sure. But also not weird music. Somebody may have tuned in just now and said, I've heard him on the piano. That's beautiful. Why would you call it weird? That's not what I'm referring to. Um, I mean, he makes relaxation tracks with flutes and singing bowls. He makes, and everybody watches his, as a person, then please don't let anything out. But yeah, basically, and what else? Yeah, soundscapes, essentially. Avant-garde music. I don't hate it, I just don't really perform it, is I guess what I'd say. Um, a lot of it's very improvised, and I mean, I'm a rhythm guitarist. I'm not a lead guitarist, and I said recently I don't think I have the dexterity to be, especially as I'm getting older. You know what that's like. Yeah, I don't think that I. But when you're, used to playing the other way, you're improvising somewhat, and then if you're good at it with one instrument, you're probably decent at it on another other instrument. So. Um, Anyway, I'm kind of wanting more coffee, and I've actually drank a little less than half. It's a pretty decent coffee, but it might be sweeter as it gets near the bottom, and I do like sweet coffee-ish, sweet-ish, Swedish? I like Swedish coffee, no. I hope I hear from Axel soon. I don't know what's going on with that guy. Just gonna send him a quick message, I think. See, this is where I want to say, "Oh, you stay here," and you're the only one here chatting at the moment. Still, people like before you got here for a little while, but I feel awkward calling you by your channel name. You still there? Normally I don't have the clicky clicky on. It just happens to be on, and I'm not going to be doing much on this at the moment, so I'm just going to try and ignore it. Which feels weird, but he's a very nice guy, so It seems like you may have left abruptly or maybe your phone died. It doesn't look like you're still here. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm going to have to plug mine in shortly and hope... I kind of don't want to wrap up yet, so hopefully it'll stay. Otherwise I might have to roll again. I kind of feel like I got some really nice socializing in here. But it's one of those days where I don't have a lot going on, so it's nice to have the company. And a lot of people are working, and I don't know necessarily who to reach out to, and the things that I mentioned before sometimes too, so a little bit too. Yeah, weird music, not world music. Okay. It's not seeming like you're still here, but you certainly sound like you're multitasking, had some things you wanted to do, and I was definitely probably distracting them, so maybe you pop back in. Some people might be in their university classes, if not working. But I'm thinking I could kind of eat. So maybe I will. It looks like... Oh, you're back. Hello. You'd wandered off before. Yeah, thanks for coming back. Ooh, there was a candy cane on the ground that the dog could have gotten. It had just fallen, I think. But, yeah, I wondered where you'd went. You're right. You're right. That's right. You're rotting from Kansas. So... I don't think I know anybody in Kansas from here in Canada. Possibly online, but I'm not sure who and how I would find that out quickly. But here it's 9:15, so it's still pretty early in the day. Yeah, and had a nice chat with one of the people here, but I think he was here for quite a while. I think he left. Was doing some work. One of the other people, but yeah, it's been yeah. I'm guessing it's probably pretty close to the same time there. Doesn't take very long to type what time it is. What's going on? Huh. Are you still there, Raymond? That was ironic last night. Mr. Raymond, are you there? I would like to heat up my coffee, and I think I am going to get something to eat. I don't know if the indicator's just being wonky and you're just kind of being quiet, or if you're not still there. I mean, last night you were there for maybe 5 minutes, possibly 10. And then twice you've been here for only a couple minutes each time this morning. And I'm not sure what's going on, and I don't want to judge too quickly. But you don't seem like a troll. But it is confusing. It is a little bit awkward feeling, I feel like. So, I mean, if you want to chat, happy to chat. You know, that would be lovely. definitely don't like that title, and that does not need to be. Okay, I wish that I clicked something, but I meant to click something else first. But if this is the case, it's awkward. I mean, some of them are very awkward, and I appreciate that, and they're lovely and everything. Yeah, but are they maybe just friends? Kind of weird, man. So it's okay. What's weird is I scroll down. And that looks like the other one. Wow, you are a speedy car repair person. Car repair man. Mechanic. I don't have a car. I don't drive either. I sometimes wish I did, man. I'd have so many more opportunities. I mean, it's still a cost and this and that, and, you can't get the opportunities that you can't get in life, but it would really have been great. Now it says that there was watching it, but you just got back here. I'm a little bit confused. I don't think it's sketchy. I think they might know each other. That's what I think it is. Or maybe it's not. It's definitely not the same one that's in some of the other videos, but that looks... I wish that I could figure out the tab that I had the other one in, because then I could look for sure. Well, also, you know where else it is? Sorry, just a bit distracted here, but 38%. I'll plug in if I have to, but... oh, wow, is he blonde now? Have I seen him with blonde hair before? I can't recall. Anyway. Nothing against people with blonde hair. I live with one. Yes, that's a video I'm kind of very curious about. Peeling them this and inside. Yes, I don't know if I said earlier. I started watching videos. I don't know if that's the same person or not. I don't know if I should show. I don't think I will, because I don't want it to be awkward. That one. Those two don't necessarily look... It is, but it doesn't look like the same person. Sorry. I'm just being a bit confused about somebody that was in here and was acting a little bit strange, and then when I went to his page and looked at something, I thought I recognized the other commenter from last night. But they very well may have known each other. If this guy seems cool, check him out. I'm going to bed, but check him out. I don't know. And then, because I think one said they were from Kansas and the other one said they were from America. So, that's not super specific, right? Anyway. Why don't I try and get something to eat going on here? And then, there was something I was going to ask you about. I hope YouTube fixes this anonymous watching and talking. Well, I mean, you're going by a channel name, and that's nothing that new. I don't know if that's what I was necessarily referring to, but yes, I would like it to, I don't know. There's a part of me that would kind of like it to have it that if, somebody's watching and they're watching for 5 or 10 minutes and they don't join the chat, that they get sent to some, that they They're like, this video is not available for you to watch anymore because, I don't know. But I feel mixed about that one. But, I mean, it's just, yeah, I much appreciate when people come into the chat. I don't have to kind of wonder, what are you thinking? Why aren't you talking? Sometimes I do. And I certainly got some regular followers. And then, there's randoms. But, yeah. And I'm just going to move that now that I've read it because we're deep into this one, but I don't want anybody getting ideas. It's unfortunate that some people do that. It's great when you catch on to it and just about it, but yeah, it's yeah. People are confusing sometimes. I mean, I have a pretty good understanding of like the human condition and psychology and this and that, and I certainly I take the time to kind of look at that because I mean it sometimes it helps the world make more sense, sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, I am gonna just plug in my device, and you might briefly the video might briefly drop, but it'll come back. I know it's getting low and I know it drops fast. Or it might not drop, but it plugged in. No, it didn't plug in either. Hold out over here. It's hard to reach and it gets loose. Okay, I think it still didn't drop, so that's good. Oh, now it did. Okay, I'm back. You're back, I'm back. Here we are. I am noticing you're getting adjusted though while talking. But yeah, so or the more unique types of music, or do you like some well-known stuff too? Again, I don't I'm pretty diverse with music, but like as far as what I play, what I would perform, Well, that's kind of interesting because well, I have a core as a human, but I wouldn't. That sounds a bit like core. And I was talking about my brother who was in France. That's kind of funny. But it's not something I usually let out, so. What are your thoughts on, I don't know exactly how to put it, and it's kind of a random question, but I'm just curious. Self-discovery, figuring out who one is. Also, I think I asked this in, I don't remember chatting with you there, but I think I asked this in, what's his name? The one that you mod. Archie. Is anything particular, I know these are 3 questions, but whatever. Does anything particular stand out for you from last year? Later, if you decide to browse the channel a little bit, even though you're familiar with me, and hopefully you've subscribed and hit the notification bell, but when you get a chance later, if you want to browse through some of the lives or whatever, and check out the ones that might be of interest to you, whether, likely by the title, I'd be curious what ones stand out that I did last year. Sometimes I'm pretty good with the titling, naturally, but also, do you have any hopes and plans for this year? Yes, but almost impossible in this day and age, I would say. And it's not necessarily bad to get influence from others. It just depends on the other and what the influences are, I guess, right? I think most people naturally, though, if I'm being quite honest, I think most people naturally, like to have some time for themselves. Need that space to kind of, not just like when they're sleeping, but in general, they they know when they need it. You know, obviously, lots of people are very, very geared to connecting with various different people and needing that connection, and that's a human need. But I think yeah, also it's pretty natural human need. It's like I just want to, I guess the truth is when I say that though, I guess when a lot of people, you know, take that time, they are watching other people. It's true. Um, but meditation is very popular these days. So, even if it's a guided meditation that one person is doing, I mean, that kind of is in that. Or doing music. But if you do music and you're a performer, you likely appreciate people hearing it. Yeah, yeah. I feel like again, he listens to it as well, but I don't know if he'd be able to perform it. But I think out of the two of us in the home, I'm not so sure about the dog. Out of the two of us in the home, the other person who's at work right now would be more able to do that type of music, and he speaks more French. So I think you're still there. I can't tell. I think it's being wonky, but I think you're still here. I hope you are. But yeah, no, I mean, but what I'm kind of trying to say, I think, is that I feel like most people, they're like, they know when, like, they just want to be on their own with their thoughts. Some people probably shouldn't when they think they should, but, and some people maybe should when they think they shouldn't. Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. Anyway, they're like, I need to cry. I mean, it's one of those things that yeah. But just like they know when they should eat, and it's a mixture that I'm feeling right now of I feel like I probably should, and I feel like I maybe could. Oh, it's still not plugged in. Just a moment here. Again, you might briefly lose the connection. Sorry if you saw that. Is it not plugged in? Just wasn't in tight. I don't know if I can put it in a different one, but I have other things in other ones. And I think they're probably pretty all the same. Is that charging? That's charging. Okay. And it kept it on screen, so that's good. I know you're multitasking, but you're also enjoying being here, and I'm enjoying having you here. So I kind of don't want to screen and go do stuff in the kitchen, but I kind of do. So I don't know. I don't remember exactly how fast this thing charges, but I really should. But well, I'll only be a little hungrier in a little while. So yeah, I do have something sitting right here actually, but I'm not feeling like it right now, so I'll put it there. But yeah, I would like more to heat up my coffee, if nothing else. Should I start with that bread? Yeah, because I think that curry thing that I'm going to have on there isn't really going to go with peanut butter. But what I should have is the bread. And then have that piece of pizza later and maybe more than just that piece of pizza. Yeah, that piece is fine. Well, just the rest, I guess. That'll have to back. I won't be away from the screen for more than 10 minutes. I'm just gonna quickly. Oh, he hasn't needed that since I said. Okay, I have to run upstairs, get something very quickly, and then the stuff in the kitchen will be pretty much done, and then yeah, I'll just have a little bit now and then lunch later. That's kind of what I usually do. Well, not just myself, it's just straight. I know, I think probably YouTube by now, to be honest. But it's not coming down the stairs. But yeah, none of it really would have taken that long to make anyway, but. Oh, but yeah, you know what? I do want to have veneer on that. It's actually not on that piece like I thought there was. This looks like a piece of veneer. So, we'll do this for now. Right there. Oh, that got hot fast. But we're not gonna. We have lots of right now, so. There's a lot of on there. But there's not proper on proper. So I'm just talking to myself, so I'm talking a little bit to you. And here I come. Get ready, because here I come. Get ready, because here I come. I'm on my way. Never met a guy that makes me feel the way that you do. It's alright. Da 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 da. Alright. I hate to fiddle with this, but it's like it leaning a bit further forward. I don't even. What's it doing? All I was trying to do was. It's interesting though that you say that because here you are sitting on YouTube. Like I say, it's something that we all need. I just don't want my audience to think, oh, I don't need outside influences. I should spend some time alone. Because that can be uncomfortable. It can be, yeah, not the best thing for some people to do sometimes. And it's only one reason why I stream, to be honest. Because I know that people relate to that, and I kind of relate to it sometimes. So make sure it's still plugged in, still charging. No, it's not. What the heck? This thing is so annoying. Okay, I'm gonna have to wrap up now because it now it doesn't. Yeah.